I have a problem. Space in a Lego city is very low and the number of buildings I need to add to the Lego city are creeping up. The Avengers Tower, the Ghostbuster Firehouse, the Assembly Square alternative build, the Jazz Cafe, and thanks to my previous video I can now add the Detective's Office to the list of buildings I still need to add to the Lego city. So in this video I'm going to make it my goal to find a permanent place for those buildings in the Lego city. And that includes the dreaded Ghostbuster HQ. I don't know why, I just find that building so awkward. There may be some casualties. Chinese New Year sets, yes, I'm talking about you.
But it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
But hopefully, by the end, we'll have all of those buildings in the Lego city and looking good. So like I said, I've got 4 buildings to add to the Lego city. Shouldn't be too hard, right? I mean, I've got 2 spaces up there for buildings straight away. And like I said, if I remove the Chinese New Year sets, that gives me another 3 base plates of free space there, which is easily enough space to get those 4 buildings in. Job done, video over. Thanks for watching, see ya. But it's not that easy, unfortunately. So the Avengers Tower is obviously a really tall building, so I don't want it on a raised area, which is gonna make it even taller. You know, it's kind of a luxurious building, so I want it on the road. I would love to have it in this area, opposite the Daily Bugle maybe, next to the other skyscraper, so that them 2 buildings are, you know, they're kind of similar buildings, so having them skyscrapers in the same area of the Lego city would be ideal. But like I said, this area's full. Then there's the Ghostbuster Firehouse, which is 1.5 base plates, similar to the museum, the construction site and Assembly Square, but with the Ghostbuster Firehouse, the 1.5 base plates is behind, so if you have it in a row of buildings, you're going to need that space behind for the Ghostbuster Firehouse to fit in. Then there's the Jazz Cafe, which is a corner modular, and corner modulars come with their own limitations when placing in the Lego city. And then there's a good old Detective's Office, which is pretty straightforward. It can go anywhere, basically. It's that good. So that's what we're dealing with. It's going to be a bit of trial and error, moving stuff around to see what fits, but that's the fun of Lego, right? So the first thing we're going to try is taking out these Chinese New Year sets, which is really annoying because I really love them in the Lego set. I think they look so good, but I do think having buildings up there would look so much better. So like I said, sacrifices are going to have to be made, so I'm going to take those Chinese New Year sets out and try buildings up there. So yeah, let's take these out. So the Chinese New Year sets are out, and we've got 3 empty base plates, so it's time to get some buildings in here. But I have an idea, so let me show you. Okay, so hear me out. The space up there was 3 base plates. The modular school is 3 base plates. So I've put it in there, and if you ask me, that looks pretty epic. I'm not gonna lie. That just looks incredible. It stands out so much there, and just towers, and you can pretty much see it, you know, anywhere from the Lego city, just stands out. And now we've obviously got the 3 base plates free here, where it was. And I was saying I wanted the Avengers Tower down in this area, so I can place it at the end, next to the skyscraper, which is good. So we're definitely making progress. We've got some wiggle room, I'm going to say, wiggle room to work with. So I'm now going to place the Avengers Tower in that space. Okay, so the Avengers Tower is in place. I originally had it the other way so that the entrance is facing the road, but it wouldn't go all the way against the wall because of the landing bay that was hitting the wall, so it wasn't going all the way in place. But this way is the way I wanted the Avengers Tower around anyway, but that has the entrance to the building off to the side, so that could make things difficult. We'll have to still play around, but the tower itself in that position, that way around, I really like. I think that looks really good. So we just need to, I could place a corner modular next to the Avengers Tower there. That way it kind of gives it the appearance that it's a pathway, which does work in my opinion. I think that works really well. It just depends on what building goes there. The Jazz Cafe is a corner building. See, it's going to have this path down the side opposite the entrance to the Avengers Tower, so that could work. We could always put it in place and see how it looks, but something's not feeling right about that, I'm afraid. So I filled the 2 empty slots with the 2 modulars that I needed to get in. The Jazz Cafe, which I was going to try next to the Avengers Tower anyway, but I thought I'd put the detective's office in there just to fill the space so it didn't look weird. And actually, I'm thinking it looks okay. This is the desired effect that I wanted with having a corner modular next to the Avengers Tower, having this nice alleyway now. So the entrance to the Avengers Tower to get into the building is wide open and looks good. But I've also noticed that I've got this entrance now to the Gringotts Bank, which is a very nice coincidence, which I didn't think would happen, but that's a good point as well. Yeah, so my only issue with this lineup is that Jazz Cafe, because obviously I made it a few years ago. It's an alternative build of Assembly Square, which is an incredible set. But I actually think this Jazz Cafe is pretty ugly now. It's very busy, and as time's gone by, I just don't really like it anymore. It's pretty ugly building. So that's my only downside, is having that there in a prominent place in the Lego City. But I suppose it's also a good thing that half of it is hidden away facing that Avengers Tower, and I won't really see it. So that's, yeah, like I said, that's a good thing. The detective's office is just a brilliant building. I'm happy to have that there. I would like an extra layer on that because it's looking pretty small between those 2 buildings. So maybe that's something we can do in the future. But no, I actually quite like that lineup, especially having the Avengers Tower back in and it facing this way. That looks really good next to the skyscraper. Those 2 buildings look good there, and definitely having the school over there is absolutely epic. So I'm happy to say that those 4 buildings are locked into the position. Now that only leaves us with the Ghostbuster Firehouse. Now I've been thinking about this, and there is only one place in the Lego City that it can go. And I'm not too happy about it. Because that position is here, where one of my favourite buildings in the Lego City is, the construction site. As I said, it's 1.5 base plates in size, so it will be a straight swap. The Ghostbuster Firehouse will go in there, and the reason why this is the only place that the Ghostbuster Firehouse can go is because the Ghostbuster Firehouse has these hinges on the back, because it opens up like a dollhouse. It can't go flush with another building. Okay, now the reason why that works going here is because the Sanctum Sanctorum is actually a corner building, so it comes in slightly on its base plate, so it's going to give some clearance for the hinge bricks, so the Ghostbuster Firehouse will go there very nicely. But then that leaves me with the dilemma of, where do I put the construction site? Because again, that is 1.5 base plates, which is an awkward size. The crane makes it awkward. It can't go against a wall because of the back end of the crane will hit the wall and stuff like that. So yeah, we've got a difficult situation of finding where the construction site can go. But like I said, this is the only place where the Ghostbuster Firehouse can go in my Lego City. Okay, so the Ghostbuster Firehouse is in, and it's not horrendous. Like I said, this is the only place it can go in the city, unless you can think of anywhere else. If you can, let me know down in the comments and I'll gladly listen to them, because the construction site for me was much better on this corner. But because I do want the Ghostbuster Firehouse in the Lego City, and this is the only place it can go, then obviously the construction site had to move, which I've placed up there. I know I said it couldn't go against a wall, which is, again, is not ideal, but I've manoeuvred it so it can kind of go in that place. And I've just pushed the dangly bit down. Don't know the exact term for it, so we'll call it the dangly bit. And it's just up there for the time being. But actually, I'm just sat here looking over the Lego City, and it feels a lot fuller. It's got a lot more depth to it. If you look over here, against that wall is all covered with that, thanks to that school. And then you've got the Avengers Tower and that skyscraper covering up more of the wall. And then you've got the construction site covering up more of that wall. It feels a lot more compact, and it has a really good feeling about it, which I'm really liking. So it's some real progress. It's an absolute mess for sure. Obviously, where I've had to take up all the tile work to get these buildings out. So that's another reason why going to mills would be a good idea, so that these buildings can come out a lot more easier. yeah, I'm really liking how this Lego city is feeling. It's got some depth to it, and it's feeling nice and complete. Well, it will do once it's all cleared away and everything like this. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get all these buildings tiled in, get all the minifigures placed around the Lego city properly, get all these pupils over to school again, and hopefully after all that, it's going to be looking really good. So I went ahead and tiled the school in and put all of the students along the path outside, and I'm really pleased with how that looks up on that raised area. I think that looks absolutely incredible. And then the same over here where the Avengers Tower is, that's all tiled in as well, right up to that Gringotts entrance, and then the 2 modulars next to that Avengers Tower as well, all tiled in. Haven't put any minifigures out yet, because I need to come up with some good scenes to go down this road now, because obviously where the construction site was, I had all of the construction workers along this part of the path with the split water mains, and water was all over the path, so that's been taken out now. And also I haven't tiled in the Ghostbuster Firehouse properly, because I want to get some 2x2 dark bluish grey tiles to make that look really good as opposed to the 1x2. So I'm going to hold off on tiling all that in. So it hasn't been fixed down the alleyway yet as of yet, but it will do soon, and that will look really good. But this road is looking nice and tidy now, and looks a lot better. I've got all the cars out on the road in a nice order, but like I said, I just need to get some minifigure scenes going down here, and this will look really good. And then finally, I've just got the construction site up on that other raised area as well, next to Arkham Asylum. Not tiled in or anything, but just put there for now. I'm not too disappointed to have the construction site up there. I still think it looks quite good. Restricting me on like stuff like having a cement mixer on the road outside of it, obviously, and stuff like that. But I can come up with other scenes to go around the construction site. And there's still one more space in the corner. So depending on what the new modular will be, I mean, I'm not gonna put it in the corner hidden away, but maybe something non-desirable can go in the corner, and then we'll put the new one out in the Lego City in a prominent place. So I'm really pleased with the outcome of the video. Managed to get the Avengers Tower in, and just look how epic that looks. And then the surprise really is how good the school looks over on this race section. That's what's really surprised me. Had to lose the Chinese New Year sets, but that looks a lot better than those did, let me tell you. So really pleased. All of my buildings are now in the Lego City, which I'm really pleased about. And yeah, just looking really good at the minute. This is definitely one of, if not the best version of the Lego City that I've had. So really pleased with that. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments to the new tweaks to the city layout, should I say. But yeah, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.